kind of squeeze in. We know we have more outside that are trying to get in. And then there is also some seating available if you feel like you need it. I want to thank you all for coming this afternoon. I'm Sergeant Scott Wayne. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be standing before you all to honor Chief Debbie Black and give her our well wishes as she starts her new position with the Prescott Police Department. There are some very important people here today to honor her, and I would like Chief Black to come forward and introduce her special guests.
Thank you. First, I would like to introduce my mom, Linda Byers. Stand up. And my husband, Tim. Too many friends to mention, so I'm not going to go there. Hopefully, our son, Brian, will be arriving. He's flying in from California, so if he does get here, I'll introduce him at that time.
At this time, I'd like to acknowledge some of our other special guests here with us, including elected officials and our city management who've joined us today. Mayor Jerry Wires, Councilmember Bart Turner, Councilmember Lauren Tomelchoff, Councilmember Ray Malner, City Manager Kevin Phelps, City Attorney Michael Bailey, our Glendale Fire Chief Terry Garrison, the Assistant City Manager from the City of Surprise, Mike Frazier, and the Phoenix Director of Equal Opportunities, Don Logan. I know a few have been reached out. Just making sure we didn't have any last-minute guests. A few have been reached out to and have wanted to say a few words to Chief Debbie Black before she leaves us, and so I'd like to turn the time over to Mayor Wires.
I'll be very, very brief. These are the type of things that I actually like, but I hate them at the same time. We have a chief that, just look in this room, extremely, extremely highly respected. A woman has beliefs that I think everybody would never question your beliefs whatsoever, and I think our city has been very well taken care of under your leadership. At the same time, it does offer opportunities for people following her, and that's what kind of bites about retirements. I mean, you know, it's great if you're the one retiring, it's great if you're the one promoting, but the people that are left in that influx, but you've done a great job filling the bench, having people ready to take over, and I think our whole city's very, very, very good condition because of your leadership for the last close to 4 years now. With that, I want to make one other statement, and then I got to keep it very short. For those of you that are serving, whether you're Glendale police officers or other agencies, I want you to know people truly, truly honor and respect everything you folks do, putting your lives on the lines each and every day. And I understand this last week has been very troubling, probably gut-wrenching, and maybe a little heart-checking for some of you and your families. But please understand, everybody in this room, we really do support you. We honor you, and you always will have our support. I guarantee you that. So all of you serving the City of Glendale, please understand that if there's ever anything that we can do, we're available to you. It's not just you out there by yourself. You have a lot of people behind you and supporting you. Chief, you've done an awesome job. Thank you so much for your service. We had the chance to visit the other day in my office because I didn't think I'd even get a chance to come here today. So I already presented her with my particular coin, and the words I told you the other day I meant very, very much. So congratulations. I wish you the very best of luck. May even come out there and visit you. Just who knows. Thank you.
Next, we'll have our City Manager, Kevin Phelps.
Well, my first reaction was when I learned this news was, boy, I hope I'm not the reason why she's leaving. I've only been here 3 months. I can do better. But you know, really, there is good news and bad news here. I mean, the good news is it's exciting for you, and the bad news is you're, of course, leaving. But the other good news is you're leaving behind a great department and with a great culture in this organization. We've been talking a lot about, as we move forward with City of Glendale, about values, how important it is for leaders to have the correct values, because values really drive behavior, behavior drives your culture, and culture ultimately determines if you're a high-performing organization or not. And if I were going to describe Chief Black to somebody who's never met her, I probably would not lead with how skilled she is from a law enforcement background, managing budgets, managing personnel. I would first and foremost start with that she lives out her values very clearly. I think you meet her for a few minutes, you know exactly what's important to her. And what I love about Chief Black is, and I don't know this because I haven't spent much time away from the office with you and your family, but my guess is you don't turn a switch on and off. The way you live your personal life with your friends and your family is exactly the same way you come to work and serve this community. You're a remarkable leader for that reason. You know, we can all have skills, but when you can parlay skills with values, and values that resonate with the people you serve, you hit a home run. You're going to be missed. We're excited for you. We will come up and see you, and I'll make sure we drive the speed limit.
Next, we'll have our Fire Chief, Terry Garrison.
So I've been here 8.5 months, and on my very first day, even prior to getting hired, I had somebody walk up to me, and I had no idea who she was at the time. She was in civilian clothes, and she was the nicest, most personable person in the room. And she welcomed me, and she says, "Chief, we want you to come to Glendale and be our fire chief. Good luck in the process." I think I had an inside joke. She said, "Good luck in the process," and we've been friends ever since. You know, we want to present her with a helmet today, and a helmet in the fire service is kind of a big deal, and a white helmet is a chief's helmet. And really only chiefs, fire chiefs can give helmets. And this helmet is signed by our command staff, and it's being held right now by our shift commander, Tim Pirtle, who is a personal friend of the fire chiefs, and our police chiefs. I want to make sure he came today. But this is presented on behalf of not just myself, but on the 247 men and women of the fire department who are the line personnel, the staff personnel. We absolutely appreciate everything you've done. And the city manager said it correctly, is the culture that you created is a culture of service and stewardship, and we see it every day in the streets with our firefighters and police officers interacting together. Thank you very, very much.
Next, we have from the U.S. Secret Service, Special Aide in Charge of Phoenix Field Operations, Christina Black.
Good afternoon, everyone. Like many of the leadership in this room, I had the opportunity and the privilege to meet Chief Black during Super Bowl preparations in 2015. And when I was assigned as the deputy coordinator for the federal security aspect of it. Since then, we became fast friends, and I am grateful to Chief Black for all the introductions she made to me. I always had a seat at the table with her there. She became a mentor and a friend, and she'll be missed here. But she was an effective leader in a highly respected department in one of the most noble professions in the world, and she should be and will be, continue to be a mentor and a leader for other women too that choose to go into this most noble profession. Now more than ever, you have a very important role, I think, because of that, and I'm grateful to know you. I have a little token of my appreciation. It's just a little symbol because the actual plaque is we've got other things going on right now in the Secret Service, so the plaque is on its way. But we can blame whoever you want to blame. They're all blamable. This is a certificate of appreciation, and it's presented to Debora Black, Chief of Police, Glendale Police Department, for outstanding assistance and support on behalf of the investigative and the protective responsibilities of the United States Secret Service. And my personal note, many thanks for your friendship and mentorship. All the best to you in Prescott. The real thing will be coming shortly after that. Yep.
Next we have from our Glendale Police Department Citizens Academy alumni, Randy Miller.
Look at me, I'm standing up here behind the same podium the mayor and the fire chief, little kid from Lima, Ohio. Right now, I'm sorry, I get carried away. The Citizens Police Academy is probably the greatest outreach program that the Glendale Police Department has. And I was privileged to go through it. It was actually an accident. I just found out about it and went. And now here I am as one of the alumni. There are about 30 or 40 of us. And I think I speak for the entire group when I say that you guys really are our heroes, especially knowing what's happened recently and knowing that you're still going out there on the streets and running towards it while we run away from it. I can't thank you all enough. And a lot of that is because Chief Black is just awesome. I can't say enough about her. I wish I could say more, but I've got to keep it short. So what we'd like to present this is for all the time that she's given to us. Thank you.
Next we have Joe Perley from the Neighborhood Watch of Glendale. I would like to say a few words.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I really just want to let you know I'm a Neighborhood Watch captain at a complex called Kachina Place on 63rd and Rose Lane. It's right at the intersection of GPD employment zones 59 and 63. I just want to say to everybody in this room, first to the Glendale professionals, I just appreciate all of you. We appreciate all of you. Everybody who has any lick of sense appreciates all of you unbelievably much. It's really great. So many people from other departments. One of my commanders from Cactus Park when I was in Phoenix. I started to get very active in Phoenix in 2010 this year. People from Tempe, Peoria, Phoenix, maybe others. Secret Service, how fun. Again, just those of us who understand, and I believe there are tens of millions of us, some of us aren't aware that we understand yet, just so much appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm powering through my 7th decade here, and she's my first female police chief, which is such a treat to have a female police chief. I moved here in October 2014, knew that I wanted to get involved in Neighborhood Watch. I moved in October 11th, went to a meeting on October 15th, and guess who was there? One of the other things that about her, I'm not sure people have seen as much as I have, is how fun she is. I follow a lot of police things on Twitter, but there is nobody who is as much fun as her on Twitter. I'm looking forward. She only has to change the city. She's got Glendale, Arizona, Chief Black. She can keep Chief Black, so we won't lose her. I'm looking forward to her next adventure as regards the Ice Bucket Challenge and the Red Nose thing. They were so great. Please know again, all of you are just totally appreciated. I'm honored to be able to be involved from the Neighborhood Watch viewpoint and look to doing much more, hopefully, in the future. The best to you and your family. I know 2 of you have gotten to be feeling extra wonderful. You made a good choice.
I definitely married up.
Yeah. Well, I'll bet she'd say the same thing. Prescott's lucky to have you. I have always wanted to visit Prescott. Now it's going to be even more fun. All the best. Sure.
Next we have, I think I see him back there, Justin Harris and Julie Reed from our, Julie Pendergrass, I apologize, from our Glendale Police Officers Coalition.
Might be light even. What we want to say today, I had a big speech, and I've decided to do away with the big speech. And just tell everyone in the room, and not going back to where we started, is that probably one of the biggest challenges for police chiefs are the unions, and what kind of relationship are you going to have with them. When we started, Debbie was very adamant that we were not going to have an adversarial relationship. She had goals and a vision for our department, and she knew that that meant that we had to work together. So, she worked very hard on the relationship. Many Starbucks, many conversations, formal and informal, to get to where we are today. And Justin will tell you, we've come far under her leadership. So, instead of screwing this up today, what we did is we did a plaque that speaks the words of the 402 members of this department, sergeants and officers, how they feel about Debbie Black. And I think this sums it up. It says, "Best wishes, Debbie Black. There is value to the community and the department in a cooperative labor management relationship. The relationship has to be built on the foundation of mutual benefit, honesty, and most importantly, trust. It's not about compatibility. What is required is unity. Unity doesn't mean you're the same, it means you are together. This is now the Glendale way, how the union and police management work together to address complex issues. Chief Black, thank you for working side by side with us. You saw the opportunity to explore the concept of a non-traditional cooperative labor management relationship. You saw the commonality of purpose, and you built on it. As the police chief of the Glendale Police Department, you embraced the philosophy of cooperation when working with the union and all of its members. With your leadership and teamwork approach, you made the members of the department feel valued, and to the betterment of the community, were able to serve the citizens with the highest degree of excellence. But when it's all over, it's not who you were, it's whether you made a difference. Chief Black, you made a difference and demonstrated you are a leader with vision and conviction. You will always be one of Glendale's finest. In quotations, we are different opinions at different hours, but we are said to be at heart on the side of doing the right thing. Glendale Police Officers Coalition.
I think Julie covered it all for me, so I'm good.
There's too much stuff up here. So we have one last final thing we'd like to present to the chief. So from the Glendale Police Department, a little shadow box with your badge, the patch, our coins, and a flag. Now when we talked to the chief, I'm going to share a little backstory. We asked her, where do you want the flag flown? And she said, I just fly it here at the main station. But anybody that knows Chief Black, and the impression that she's made throughout the city knows that isn't good enough. So Chief, we want you to know that that flag ceremoniously flew at the main station, at both the Foothills and Gateway substations, at the Gateway Training Center, at University of Phoenix Stadium, at Gila River Arena, and by the fine men and women at Luke Air Force Base, who honorarily folded it for us at the end. We want you to know that you've had that much of an impact and left that much of a shadow over this entire city and this entire department. You will truly be missed, and I want you to know before I turn it over to you that we will all spend the rest of our careers living up to the expectation, the reputation, and the model that you've set for us. Thank you.
It's not fair that I have to follow that. It's just not fair. Okay, so anybody that knows me, I'm rearranging the podium. Anybody that knows me knows that I think that I believe that I write better than I speak. So my pattern is to write every word and then read it. I didn't do that today, but I'm the only one that could not write a speech and still have 4 pages. Before I get into my remarks, I want to thank the people that put this together. Scott, Tiffany, Claire, Angela, and Veronica. And this was my idea, by the way, those of you that are getting tired of standing. This was supposed to be 30 minutes, done, and then we get to have cake and talk. And that's why my remarks are going to be brief as I can be, and still get the job done. But I wanted it to be more of an interactive thing than you listening to speeches, and I thought this way I could control it. Maybe. So today, for me, is about appreciation and gratitude, and if I started to list everybody I need to thank, we would be here way past midnight. So I know that I won't touch everybody, but hopefully in these kind of broad groups of people, you will know who you are and hear my appreciation. First, I want to thank the mayor and council. Your support of me individually in my role as police chief, as your police chief, has been tremendous. More importantly, though, is your support for the men and women of the Glendale Police Department. And you never turned down a request for funding, for training, for technology, for equipment, particularly when it came to something that would make our officers safer. And not only did you not turn me down, you asked if it was enough. And that's unheard of in my profession. So thank you very much for that. I also want to thank you for bringing Kevin Phelps to the City of Glendale. We had gone through a number of city managers in my time as chief, and many of them were very good and had good qualities, but nothing matches what I have seen in the leadership capability of Kevin Phelps, and I believe that he will take Glendale exactly where Glendale needs to go. He and Tom Dunsing have the mind for business and the heart for people, and that is a very rare combination that we need to honor and celebrate and follow. So thank you, Kevin and Tom. I think Tom's here somewhere. And thank you, council, for hiring him. There's many regional partners here in the room, and I saw Gila River, Tempe, Phoenix, Peoria, I'm sure, of course, Secret Service. I'm sure there are others. We enjoy such a wonderful partnership, and there's no way we could get done what we get done in this city without that, those partnerships and that mutual support. Just the big ones, Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, College Football Championship, Fiesta Bowl every year, playoff championship games, and just every Sunday that we have a game at University of Phoenix Stadium. We rely on your cooperation, your support, your people, and that relationship is so strong, and we so much appreciate it. There's a lot of conversation in the country today about community policing, as if it's something that you can pull off a shelf, plug in, and that'll fix the distance or the discourse between policing and the community. That is not what it is. And we in Glendale prove that that's not what it is, because it is a philosophy that is sustained, and we do our part as police, but man, does the community step up. So for those of you here from Citizen Police Academy, from business and chamber from Block Watch and Neighborhood Watch programs. Thank you so much. We could not be as effective as we are keeping this community safe without all that you do, so thank you. Okay, this one's hard. The men and women of the Glendale Police Department, I am so honored to have served alongside you, worn this badge, wore this patch, and as Julie referenced, it hasn't always been easy, but great never comes from easy. Great comes from challenge and working through disagreements and having that common purpose and that common goal of accomplishing our mission and relationship above whatever the issue is. And we have endured challenges of every kind. The financial difficulties that we had early on. Crime. I mean, you'll see pictures of digging through a landfill for months. We've had tragedy in the 2 line of duty deaths. We've lost suddenly a brother and a sister. We have illness that our members are facing with such tremendous courage. I'm inspired by all of you, and I admire your loyalty, your strength, and your courage as you face it all. I thank each of you for making me better, better as a person and better as a chief. There are far too many friends in the audience for me to name, but I do have to mention those who know that as I've been on this leadership journey, I have also been on a faith journey, and you have supported me in your prayers, and not only me, but prayers for protection for all of the men and women that serve in law enforcement. So thank you. And finally, my family. My mom, who you met. I don't have to look very far to figure out where I got my work ethic. My mom worked full-time my entire life, raising 4 kids. And at one point she was working full-time, earning a 2nd degree, and raising 4 kids that were approaching their teen years, which I don't even know how that's possible, even back in that day. But not only the work ethic, but dedication to service, to be dedicated to something bigger than yourself. So thank you for that. My brother had planned to be here. I grew up with 3 brothers, and I thought, man, that kind of stings. 3 brothers, no sisters. I looked at my my friends that had sisters, and I thought they were the lucky ones. But what I didn't know is that, as annoying as it is, when I was going to look for a Barbie, and I found that Barbie was being rescued by the G.I. Joe mission that they had created, that as annoying as it is, and you can fight it like cats and dogs, but there's a bond that's created with brothers and sisters, I presume, because that time growing up with 3 brothers prepared me for the hundreds of brothers that I have served alongside in 35 years of policing. Okay, Tim. By all rights, my husband Tim should be the one standing here. He was the one that was intended to have the big career, and when his journey didn't go that way, but mine did, he was nothing but supportive. And I could not be here without you. And you're my biggest cheerleader, my critic when I need it. You have put up with so much in terms of my hours and my distraction, and for all of you who have wives, husbands, partners, know that you can't get away with that for long. You have to put them first. 2nd place is not good enough, and you somehow put up with me for all of this. You never ever let me me down. You take such good care of me, and I love you, and I thank you. Now, there's many people in the room that will blame him for my departure. Set the record straight. You know, we've had a home in Prescott for a few years. As soon as it hits about 95, 96 degrees, that's where he wants to be all the time. I don't blame him. I think he's got it right. But the opportunity for me to have congruence between the career I love and the man I love was too appealing not to pursue. And as a woman of faith, I go where I'm led, and I absolutely believe that Prescott is where I'm intended to enter my next chapter of career and life. I will forever be grateful for the time that we spent together, almost 10 years. For all of you, I look at the future of the Glendale Police Department as I look out into this audience, and I am so, so honored to have served as your police chief. Thank you.
With that, we want to thank you again for all being here today. Know that we have refreshments, cake outside in the lobby. We're going to kind of move the podium here and let the chief kind of have this area if you'd like a picture to give her your well wishes and to say goodbyes. And then if you could, as we could kind of filter out, I know there's other people probably in the lobby that want to say hi too, so if we could just keep that in mind. Chief, just thank you again.